Hello guys, and welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we're taking a look at actually two watches from a brand I've never taken a look at before. This is called Oliver Green, and this is their Mare kind of dive watch. It's priced at around $279, but I do have a discount code for you guys so you can save a bunch of money. And I do also have another watch. It's a chronograph, a bit cheaper, which is the Oliver Green, as you can see here. This is the Arbonne. It's a chronograph, a three-handed chronograph, as you can see here, with two subdials and a date window. So yeah, both these watches are pretty nice looking watches, I must say. And Oliver Green, this brand is actually, I believe they even stated on their watches, they are designed in Denmark. Now they're not produced in Denmark, of course, but they're designed in Denmark. Very minimalist styling, as you can see here, from both of the watches. Out of the two watches, I'd say I'm pretty more inclined to like the dive watch. Obviously, I'm a kind of a watch enthusiast. I mean, I really like dive watches. Let's just get that straight. Anyway, going for a quick wristwatch check here. Today I'm wearing the Tissot PRX Quartz model. I've been getting a lot of use out of this watch, actually. It's pretty beaten up. I was thinking about upgrading to the actual automatic green dial model in the future, or maybe in a couple months or in a month. I'm not sure if I want to sell this one to replace that one, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get into the Oliver Green watches. So first off, let's take a look at the Mare dive watch, or I guess it's a dive watch. It has 200 meters of water resistance. That is 20 ATMs. Now the watches come in pretty standard packaging. They're like just boxes with like little kind of shiny bags that they put the bracelet in, separated from the case, and then a little warranty card. Nothing too crazy, but it's definitely sufficient, for the price point, I'd say. Now this one, like I stated, does retail at $279, but there is the code. We'll throw it on the screen. I will throw the code up on the screen right now, so you can check that out if you want to check them out after this video. Anyway, the watch itself is crafted of solid 316L stainless steel, which is pretty normal. But yeah, it's actually a pretty nice looking watch and feels pretty nice in the hands. But yeah, the watch is pretty much it's pretty much polished on these sides, as you can see here. Let's take a closer look, guys. So we have high polishing on the sides with a screw down signed crown. Actually very nicely cut and finished case, I must say. As you can see here, everything looks pretty nice. We have a coin edged 120 click bezel. We get a domed sapphire crystal as well. We have that black sunray dial. We have loomed applied markers and loom on the hands, which glows green. We have a day and date. It's a quartz Miyota movement, which is a day and date function. So yeah, you're not gonna, have accuracy issues or anything like that. These are very accurate movements. They run on a battery. You'll have to change it out probably every 2 years or so. Anyway, the bezel itself is 120 clicks here. We have 200 meters, screw down crown, screw down case back. It is individually numbered as well in the case back, which is pretty cool. But anyway, the bezel action, which is a big thing for a dive watch, obviously. So the bezel action on this one is actually really good. You get really nice grip on this nice coin edge bezel here. As you can see, the crystal does poke up a little bit above the bezel. Anyway, the actual action is actually pretty smooth. The clicks are very, very nice. I'd say very minimal backplay here. So pretty decent bezel action. Everything does line up to that 12 o'clock position as well. Now the movement itself is a pretty simple quartz movement. We get a nice screw down crown here with some decent crown guards as well. And I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the crown here. As you can see, we get a screw down crown, one position out, and we can get a quick set date. And then the other way, we have a day of the week with Asian, or I believe that's Chinese. As you can see here. Chinese and English date wheel. And then final position is your hacking position, and we can set the time here. So no issues with that. Everything functions fine. Go ahead and screw this crown back down. The crown itself is also signed with the Oliver Green logo, which is pretty nice. Now the watch itself, if you haven't noticed, is actually a pretty decent modern size. It's only 40 millimeters, which is the perfect size for my 6.5 inch wrist, and we're looking at 12.5 millimeters thick, which is really not that bad. The lugs are not too long, so really wears nicely on my wrist as yeah, about 6.5 inches, 6.75 inches since now it's summer. But anyway, the bracelet itself is a quick release bracelet. It's an oyster style bracelet, which is actually pretty nice. It's held in by pins, so no screws on this bracelet, which is kind of a letdown. But yeah, I really have no issue with that. I can size the bracelet perfectly. We get a clasp here with 4 micro adjustments. We get a scissor milled clasp, and there's a hair in there. Whoa, crazy hair. Get out of here. Okay, anyway, we get a scissor clasp here, as you can see. It stamps down very nicely, and everything's fine. You do get their little logo as well. But yeah, other than that, pretty simple, feels secure, no issues with that. One nice thing they did, they do have quick release on the bracelet as well. It's very easy to put the bracelet on and take it off with a watch. No issues there, it fits perfectly into the watch. Now the case back itself has a really nice kind of olive green design there, as you can see. It's screwed down, a bit of polishing and brushing mixed. Yeah, so it looks, it's pretty nice, I'd say. Not too bad there. So yeah, it's a pretty simple dive watch. It also does have some lume. It glows green on all the markers and the hands and the little lollipop tip sweeping seconds hand. I just want to get you in a little closer on the dial here so you can see Oliver Green Denmark Mare. You get a nice little distortion there from that domed sapphire crystal as well, which gives it some nice little distorted views at different angles. But yeah, let's take a look at the lume, and then we'll get on to the next one. So I did lume the watch up, and as you can see, the lume is actually pretty good. Pretty bright, very easy to read at night. The bezel itself is aluminum, so it's not lumed, it's just straight aluminum. But the hands themselves and the markers are pretty bright. I would say it's decent lume. It's not like super potent, but it's pretty decent. On the 12 o'clock pip on the bezel, you also do get lume. On my 6.5-inch wrist, as you can see, the watch actually fits really nicely, and the bracelet really helps. It really kind of, fits on my wrist perfectly. Like the bracelet just kind of, I don't know, it's a very nice end-fitted link here. As you can see, there's no gaps or anything like that. It's very nicely cut. But yeah, it definitely wraps my wrist perfectly. No issues there. It doesn't pull hair or anything like that. And I must say the finishing on the brushed bracelet is just as good as the finishing on the actual case, which is nice to see. They didn't skimp out on that. But yeah, as you can see across my 6.5-inch wrist, perfect fit there. No issues at all. Also very legible. No issues with legibility or reading the time at any different angle. So yeah, pretty decent fit on the wrist. Let's take a look at the chronograph now. Now this is the Oliver Green Arbonne men's chronograph. As you can see, it's a 2 sub-dial chronograph with a date registered down at the 6 o'clock position. Kind of that minimalist styling from Denmark, which is pretty cool. It's a bit cheaper, this one. It has a quartz chronograph movement, obviously, but it still has, some decent features like a sapphire crystal and a pretty decent dial. There are a bunch of different colors and strap variations as well on their website if you want to check it out. This is just one of their variations. But anyway, the watch is $200. Like I stated, if you use the code, you can probably get it for like $165, $170, which really isn't that bad. And other watches do come with a 2-year warranty against defects. The watch itself is 41 millimeters across, which is not bad at all, and 10.8 millimeters thick. We do have a quartz chronograph module in there, so that does help keep down the slimness of the watch. Getting a little closer on the watch, you can see Oliver Green Denmark Arbor. And a little closer, you can see designed in Denmark. Pretty cool that they wrote that on the actual dial. It's really small though. But anyway, the watch itself is crafted of solid 316L steel, just like the other watch. It's pretty much highly polished all around. You get a pull and push crown with their signed logo, piston head style pushers for the chronograph. We also do get a sapphire crystal in this one, which is a nice feature for this price point. Caseback is a bit different on this one. You get all those little leaves going around there. Caseback is snap-on. It's not a screw-down caseback. This watch holds 50 meters or 5 ATMs of water resistance. Definitely not one to take swimming like the 200-meter dive watch we just took a look at. But we have nice kind of leaf hands here, which are highly polished. Everything is very neat. I don't see any errors on the actual dial, if you're taking a closer look now. But yeah, on the right hand side you can see you're running seconds, and then we get a 60-minute countdown chronograph, and the hand actually does sweep, which is actually pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and start the chronograph here. As you can see, it does kind of have that sweeping look to it, which is not bad. It goes around, you stop it, reset, and it sweeps all the way back there, which is not too bad. To actually function the watch, we get our crown here, as you can see. One position out, we get a quick set date, very legible large date with a white background. And then your final position is hacking, and you can precisely set the time here. I would say definitely very legible. Everything is very nice. You kind of get that nice sunburst, sunray, kind of bluish vibe when the light hits it, which is really cool. Now the band itself is 20 millimeters. I would say the color looks good, but it's a little bit stiff. You're definitely gonna need to break this one in a little bit. I would say I'd probably switch the band out on this one. That's just my opinion there. Genuine leather. You get quick release as well. Definitely very usable, but for me, I would probably throw it on a more kind of, I would say like some kind of vegetable tan leather or a German leather band that I have, which is pretty nice. And it would look really cool on this. But yeah, definitely very usable. For the price point, I couldn't really ask for more, I'd say. But yeah, it's a very simple chronograph. This one does come with a 2-year warranty as well. It is using the 0S21 Miyota quartz movement, chronograph movement, if you didn't know. It's a pretty simple quartz movement, nothing too crazy here. It's actually pretty light as well. I don't know, you can actually throw the bracelet on this one, I believe so, I'm not 100% sure. You can get this one with a bracelet as well if you want to add some weight to it, because it is only a quartz chronograph. It's not going to be that heavy like a dive watch, which has a lot more stainless steel in it. But yeah, not a bad looking watch. So furthermore, guys, I think Oliver Green's a pretty interesting brand. I believe they just came out. I believe they are owned by About Vintage. That's another kind of minimalist style brand from Denmark. I believe this is a new brand that they started, so I guess they're just starting out. They have a pretty cool website already. Website's up, everything's running, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I think for the price, they're kind of in between kind of fashion, function, and style, and kind of a whole wide range of things. Dive watch is definitely very usable. It's a 200-meter dive watch. It has a reliable quartz movement, good bezel action, good lume, a good bracelet. So I don't know. It's kind of like the best of, kind of like two different worlds. Obviously, you have the Mare dive watch, and then you kind of have a bit more classy arbor. Yeah, it's just a bit different. Out of the two, obviously, I'd definitely go for the dive watch. It's priced a bit higher, but I think you're getting more value for your money here. That's just my opinion. Like I said, you can actually throw this bracelet on this watch, and I think it would, I don't know, I'm not sure about an oyster bracelet on this watch. Maybe like a Jubilee style bracelet would look pretty cool. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below as usual. This is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews with 2 new Oliver Green watches. I will drop a link to their website. Definitely subscribe to the channel, throw the video a like, and let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.